Mic one. Okay, yeah, you first.
I didn't eat breakfast today, so
Perfect.
I mean, I had a granola bar on the run, but I'm not sure if that really counts. What else should I talk about?
Do you play any sports or any homework? Or you got any exams coming up? Or you don't even talk about what kind of exam.
I don't know that I have any exams coming up soon. Midterms, I guess, in a little while, but just tons of papers. Writing a massive 3,500 word paper on on social media in the 2016 election. So
Really?
yeah, that'll be a
That's
fun
big
time.
one.
Yeah.
At least you got lots to write about.
Yep.
I guess it's probably trying to find like what to specify then. Is it gonna be mainly probably Trump stuff?
Well, kind of, and kind of how Trump and Hillary used like almost populism
Right.
and social media and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, just got them to talk about their name. all the
Yeah.
time. How's that going?
Do I
Okay.
need to like lean in or should I sit
Well,
back? What's better?
It's lean in when you're talking and sit back.
Okay.
You don't want to have like a bunch of breathing coming into the mic and whatnot.
Oh
like
yeah,
if
that's
it-
valid.
you
Me
know,
just
you-
like wheezing over here.
Yeah. And if you need to cough, something just like go off to the side.
Yeah.
I can't hear you, Mary. Pardon? Very, very lightly. Still super lightly. Okay. Can you talk some more?
Yeah, I can talk more. What do you want me to talk about?
Super tough.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. Hi. How are you
Good?
guys all
It's
doing?
good?
Okay, yeah.
Cool. Two.
Hello there.
That's yeah. So you generally want to come in about a fist away.
About a fist away.
Yeah. So what did you have for breakfast today?
I had a breakfast sandwich.
Okay.
Mm.
Nice.
I got a little.
The egg burger or maybe
No, I made it myself.
Ah,
I got
nice.
this little contraption, and you just put the English
I've seen
muffin in the
this.
sausage
Right.
and close it. And
It's got the different layers and whatnot.
oh yeah. You got like the little egg thing. You gotta like slide it, and it
Does
comes.
this actually work?
Oh, it works perfectly. I don't know what metal they use, but it's non-stick, so you don't even have to put any oil. You just crack the egg and you open it
Oh,
up,
nice.
and it's like a pretty good breakfast. So
I've always thought those kind of like specific things that are like made for one thing are kind of gimmicky.
it is a
Right.
little gimmicky, but I don't know. It works for me. So.
Right.
Okay, you know what's gonna work? I was like, it's so quiet, and I like have the gain up and like grouped everything. You guys need to be like right here, like when you talk.
Oh, okay.
Like I know if this is like kind of awkward, you could like move your chairs.
Just
in.
like right there?
yeah.
Okay.
Like, when you're talking,
And I can't even hear our mics.
yours aren't up yet.
Oh, okay.
They're all kind of down. But
Okay.
can you hear these two when they're talking?
I can hear them because we're in the same room, but not through this. We just had it working.
I know we just did.
Did you guys ever expect you'd be in an interview room for this?
No, not really.
Wild. Yeah.
Okay, when you started the page, did you ever see it coming to like this?
Save
Okay,
that.
okay, sorry.
Yeah, save. That's good stuff. Mic 3. That's you.
What's up?
Tell us about Yu-Gi-Oh.
What are you? Stop that. Just because I play a card game doesn't mean I'm doesn't mean I'm a big nerd or anything.
Magic?
Magic? No, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh,
you
nice.
You bet your ass I said. Wait a minute, I just swore.
That you're ass pirate.
No, I'm not. That's
No.
that's
You bet
faux
your
news.
ass pirate.
Oh, I
Just
can-
th-
yeah.
that makes it.
Whoa.
I like
okay,
it.
There we go. Yeah. Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah. That's
Oof, yeah.
That came in hot.
Yeah, you know I'd be sending those fools to the
Yeah,
Shadow
okay.
Realm or something.
You have the whole thing too, right?
I straight up have
And this
one of my
mine
old
good?
profile
Yeah,
pictures
yeah,
used to
yeah.
just straight up be a dual disc of like
I remember
5
seeing your
blue eyes.
before I knew you. I saw your profile picture. And was like, who is this kid? Like, what is this guy? Like,
Who is this
guy's a meme.
madman?
This guy's like just a gimmick, man. Like, what is this
My
guy?
brother's super into he's 23 now and still has all the old. Did you get those old dual discs and whatnot?
Oh yeah,
Like,
straight
well,
up. Yeah, it was
yeah.
it was like the classic dual disc. Yeah.
Right. I think those things one day will become like collector's
No,
items.
straight up,
pretty
they go for
valuable.
like I bought one for like $2 at a garage sale once. They
Mhm,
go for like
mhm.
$100 on eBay or
Jesus.
some
Yeah,
shit
easily.
like that.
It's just one of those old
But like
kinda
weird
toys.
flex, I guess.
Sorry, before we start, is
Yeah.
there any way we could get some
Yeah,
water?
go for it. Yeah, make yourself comfortable. Go get some water.
Should I like run upstairs
I
and grab
think
water or?
Brendan's going to grab some.
What a doll.
Oh, that's great.
Go whipping boy. Interesting.
Have a water bottle?
I don't. I was
Okay.
just gonna like. There's glasses
Oh,
upstairs
yeah, we can just get
or
glass.
something.
Can you borrow a glass for lunches? Those plastic ones? And bring them down here?
That would
you
be
allowed to do
great.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
fine.
like
I already did
probably.
that. Okay, cool. Does anybody else need water?
I'll take a water.
I got
I
mine
would
somewhere.
water. Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Water is spiffy.
She's just gonna grab mine outside.
Yeah, no worries, man. No, it's kind of like a really inconvenient spot.
Mm-hmm. Little tight.
Thanks for getting me to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh on air.
Never mind.
So there is a fourth one of you, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pierce Nips. She can't be with us today.
Pierce Nips. That's that's funny. Howdy.
I love the confidence there, Mateo. Just like
I dressed for success.
Yeah.
I was like, I was texting my friends, and my friend's like, dude, you're on radio. No one's gonna see how nice you're dressed. I'm like, yeah, but it's like a thing. You put on like the.
You wear what you want to sound like.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And they're like, and he's like, okay, then go put a bow tie on your tongue. And I was like, you're sassy today.
I
Which
just
was,
This is Sam.
uh,
I just dressed for like
Can we-
middle school.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you good
Yeah,
to start?
sure.
Yeah.
What? Oh yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Good to start.
Yeah, I'm good to
Let's
start.
do it.
Should we go through the admin? Would you like us to go through the admin names first again, just so we know? Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. So can everyone introduce himself, starting over here?
All right, my name's Giraffa, and I'm an admin.
Right.
Uh,
Maybe tell us how you came up with the name.
Okay, I've got quite a story. I don't know how big the time
Yeah.
frame is, but
Go for it. Tell it.
I was in Siena maybe a year or two ago, and they have this long-lasting tradition, the traditional sport where it's horse racing in the center of town, but you're allowed to kick the other guys off. And they have a lot of teams. They've got the eagles, the giraffes, the snails, who are actually good. Don't get that confused
Right,
by what
right.
they are.
Not a
And,
real representation.
I represented the giraffes. I
you
brought
brought the
I brought
flag.
the thing. I brought the flag.
Shit.
Like I was repping. I didn't actually end up going to the tournament because I went to a different town by then. But like I remember they had rallies like in the center of the street, and then you'd be like waving the
Waving the
flag, and you'd be like
giraffe.
giraffe like that. And, yeah,
Okay.
it was.
That's perfect.
I
Yeah, no.
wanted on record that I did not know that story. I literally thought that your name was Giraffe just because you're tall.
That was also
Oh.
I was like,
Yeah,
well,
it
you know, I'm
kinda works
tall.
well.
I make
Yeah.
weird noises, and I've got a long neck, so there we go. It
It
makes
all adds
sense.
up perfectly.
Yeah,
Then.
yeah.
Okay, we got some water here. Perfect. Yeah.
Yay.
You gotta unlock it again.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Sorry, guys.
There, thank you.
This one's the best water. You
Oh,
get it?
okay, thank you.
My man.
All right, cool. I'll see you guys in an hour, I guess. I don't know.
So, did you actually play the sport, or did you?
Oh
just...
no! I didn't even. My tour didn't stay long enough to actually see the sport. I saw it on live TV
Oh, okay.
in another town, but we actually ended up winning. So
Oh, perfect.
yeah, we won. So,
Carry it with it over here as well, right?
but yeah, it's very
Yeah.
violent, the sport.
Oh, is it?
Oh god, yeah. People
Well, I mean, have you ever seen giraffes fight when they get their necks out and they just start?
Yeah, they just
smacking
beat the
guy?
crap
Yeah,
out of
yeah.
each other. Yeah.
All right, how about?
I'm Ass Pirate, and there's not a huge story behind it other than Ass is part of my name, and my ancestors were pirates.
Oh, perfect.
So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess that makes me Chadman. Can't believe it came to that. I wanted a name that had admin in it, and I guess Chad.
Really encapsulated your
really just like
personality.
you know it.
Total
Yeah.
Chad.
Is it a play on the whole Chad and Brad thing that goes around social media?
No, it was more like the Chad and Virgin meme, except I didn't really think of it like that. I just kind of like thought it was funny. Yeah, I wanted to become like Sadman or like Radman, but
Oh, okay.
I just figured, I guess Chad works. Chad encompasses me.
Right. That's perfect. So, which one of you
Or not.
started the podcast? Started the page.
I did.
You did.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how long ago was that?
That was first year. Either October or November. October or November, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And did you just ask friends to join in, or how did the rest of you get involved?
Well, it originally started. I started with a friend of mine. I was making it by myself, and then I had a friend say, "Hey, what you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna try to make a new confessions page because the one we have currently is dead." And
so it is a carryover from the previous one.
yeah, I have no idea who made that one, but I checked in, like, the last post was from like 2 years ago or
Right,
something, so
yeah.
it was abandoned. So I said, okay, I got to make a new one. And this friend of mine who's no longer with us, he's not dead. He went to a
Yeah.
different school, but
I was gonna ask that next.
yeah. But he's no longer with the page. But yeah, we used to it used to be just both of us, and it was real, trying to figure it out as we go, and and then
And then I came along.
yeah.
We started dating last year, and
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I ended up getting involved in the page. And as they kind of took a step back, I kind of took the reins of the page,
Mhm.
and
And you're like the mom.
yeah,
As in started to post.
be the only one posting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at
cool.
some point.
And comment on the stuff as well.
Yeah,
or,
and commenting on stuff, moderating everything as much as I could, and yeah, we were all involved in it and the decisions with the page, but it just kind of became my baby
Right.
to an extent, and we ended up bringing on 2 more admins, Pierce Snips and Chadman.
You know it.
Do you mind just going
Sorry,
a bit
yeah.
closer than you? Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, and do you want to talk about how you joined? Because you're the newest addition of the team.
Yeah, no, I've been here since the beginning of fall as of last year. I got dragged into this mess because the other admins here, these lovely people are my buds,
That's fun.
and I've been pestering them since spring of last year. And
Did you join it?
yeah, you know it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I told them I could make a wonderful admin, and here I am. Yeah,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
yeah.
And so, do you find that there's other, you had the previous confessions page, but I've seen when I search up UVic confessions, there's like a UVic confessions 2020 and stuff like that. Are there other competitors that you're
At
going
UVic,
against?
no. At UVic, it's just us.
Just yes.
If
Yeah.
they are, we haven't seen them
Right,
really.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
As
don't.
soon as you have like the year tag in there, you know that it's not gonna last.
Uh-huh.
No.
I was confused by that. It's like, are you planning to confess in 2020, or is it just sort of a, different kind of name?
Yeah.
Although there are other universities that have confessions page similar to us that think they're better than us, but we think that they make up most of their posts.
Right.
Mm.
Do you,
UBC.
do you coughing just outside here?
Oh yeah.
all
No.
good.
The UBC.
Do you communicate with the other confessions page just to get some ideas on how they run their stuff, or do you just...
There has been a meme war,
Oh, really?
but we don't collaborate with them at all.
Right.
They are losing, I may add.
Yes.
How does the meme war go?
Just subtle digs at each other, or
Right.
stuff on the page and stuff, and people will tag them in our posts and they'll call us out and stuff, but
Yeah, I remember one of the first confessions was about the squirrels here.
Oh,
And I, for some reason Victoria has a lot of gray squirrels, but UBC has a lot of black squirrels, and they commented oh, your squirrels suck, they're not nearly as good as UBC squirrels. And I was like, screw you, and I banned them all. I kicked them off the page, and then they commented, they're like, why would you do that? Do you want to start something? And I was like, come at me, bro,
Yeah.
basically. And
yeah, that's a funny story. One of very few things that are banned from our page is squirrels of UBC.
Oh, really?
So
That's funny.
yeah, because they always like to talk smack, oh, that squirrel sucks, man, ours are way better, like our page. And I was like, get out of here, this is not your domain.
And so, are there other things that are banned as well on the page?
we had last year, I think in the spring, there was a bot on the page that was just rambling nonsense about a doctor that would help you with your relationship, so that's banned.
Oh, really?
I don't
It was-
remember that.
Do you remember? It was weird. She would be like, "This doctor helped save my romantic relationship."
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That
Was
was
it
weird.
kind of like an ad, or?
No, it was a weird bot, and they would post on confession saying the same thing every time and just completely unrelated to the confession.
Right. Yeah.
So we blocked that pretty quick.
Mhm. And in recent history, there's been something going on with Ben Austin, who
Oh.
got a lot of posts, and now that's been shut down. Can you elaborate a bit on that?
I mean, I'm not sure if Ben Austin wants us to talk about it, but he reached out to us
Right.
and asked for the joke to stop.
Oh,
And we figured, like, it had gone on long enough, and it was
Mhm.
kind of almost bordering on harassment, I
Right.
think.
Can you elaborate on sort of what the situation was, like what actually happened?
Basically, there were a few guys that consistently tagged Ben Austin in almost every confession that we posted.
Just like
And-
when someone confessed about, they would
Yes.
comment below his name.
Yeah, so they
Okay.
would comment below with his name and, like, making jokes about Ben Austin and, like,
Mhm.
Yeah, like they'd be like, someone would make a confession or like, oh, engineering is so hard or something. Then
no,
one of the friends
it
would be
would
like, it would be like, Ben Austin like can deal with everything. Like he can like, he's like a god basically, something along those lines.
You don't
Right.
have it hard. Only Ben Austin
Yeah.
has it hard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, stuff like that.
So we kind of stepped in and did our best to, like, try and moderate that situation, but
Mm-hmm.
we just basically got dragged into drama in their friend group, and I don't know
Yeah, they were trying
really
to
what's
start
happening
something,
there,
yeah.
but
That's fair enough. And also there was a Starbucks. This is the whole Starbucks replacing Felicitas.
Yeah.
That sort of started to blow up. And did you guys have to shut that
It happens
down?
a lot like that at some points. I almost feel like a fire department because like there'll be a big like UVic drama, something will happen, and then we'll post a few posts, but then like it just keeps getting bigger and more confessions get about the same thing, so it just keeps piling on each other. Then at some point we just gotta be like, okay, like
Yeah, it's
it's
too
ju-
much.
It's just too much. Like we don't want this to just be like a huge like war page or something.
yeah, because I
Right.
feel like if the page becomes oversaturated in just, like, one area, like we only post Starbucks stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
no one really wants to, like,
you lose interest
yeah,
after a little while.
exactly.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
fair.
and then after that, we get a bunch of like kind of anti-confessions that are just harping on all these people confessing about these trends, I guess you could say.
Right, it kind of
Yeah.
turns back on itself, and people start like dissing the people who are dissing the people.
Yeah,
who
it's
are
just a lot
dissing,
of response. Like when those happen, it's a lot of on our like inbox. It's a lot of response to this, like blah 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 blah. Screw you, like blah blah, blah like, or I support you, and it just our feed gets full of it, and it gets
it gets
enough.
tiring.
Yeah, just
Right.
move on to another subject or something.
Mhm. So would you say that's sort of the only filter system you have for the page, or is there other things that you kind of don't post if it comes up, or
I mean, sometimes, well, because at this point we receive, like, hundreds of confessions a day.
oh really?
Like, it's not super possible for us to post absolutely everything,
Mhm.
and especially the stuff that's just dumb, like people sending in just a name or, like, just a letter. Like,
Right,
of course,
yeah.
those get cut out. And then we also cut out stuff that's, like, of course, racist and, like,
Yeah.
just stuff that
We'll
we
keep
don't
it
want.
lighthearted.
and
Yeah.
purposely is like intended to hurt.
Yeah, it's just people being
Mhm.
using the anonymity to like be jerks. So
Right.
Yeah, and also ones we cut out confessions often that, like, directly call out someone by name and that are negative,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. Just stuff that we don't want the page to be about.
Right,
And that's
yeah.
not to say that we cut out everything. Like, we post a lot of what we receive,
Mm-hmm.
but there's just some stuff that I don't think
Doesn't quite
needs to
fit.
be out there.
yeah,
Right.
it's like I don't know. For me at least, I hate feeling like I'm a police, like just like constantly monitoring everything. But like definitely like our message is like keep everything like light spirited and have fun with it. So there is like definitely you have to find the balance between like letting everyone like
Have free reign.
have their freedom to like say what they want, but at the same time like we have to like
Don't let them take advantage of
Yeah.
the anonymity to just be jerks about
Right.
it.
It's
Yeah.
like the whole Ask FM thing back in the day when
Oh.
people would just use that as a platform to say the meanest things they could
Oh,
because it's
yeah.
anonymous, right?
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. I was actually this is irrelevant, but I was on Ask.fm checking out my old Ask.fm last night, and it's
pretty bad.
pretty bad. It's pretty cringy, not gonna
Right,
lie. So
right. Do you ever confess things yourselves?
oh
Like just
In the
randomly-
beginning, most of the confessions were just
We're-
giraffe.
we're
Oh,
just
really?
we're just me. I was like, because I don't know if this is like immoral or unethical, but I had to get the ball rolling somehow. So
yeah.
I was just like, wow, this page is so cool. Like who created this? And I'm like,
pumping your tires a little bit.
yeah, a little bit. Like,
That's fair.
I still kind of feel guilty about it, but it's like, you know what? Like this thing had to get moving. Like
Mhm,
I
mhm.
mean, but it got people engaged.
it did
Like,
get people engaged.
I remember following the page from the very beginning
Yeah.
and, like, talking about it with people when I wasn't on the inside. And then, like,
got
it,
connected.
it just started rolling in such a way that, like, none of us ever could have anticipated it getting to the point where it is now. And, like, we're on a talk show.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot of like shameless advertising on my part. Like a lot of, going to my friends and being like, hey, can I see your phone for a second? And like follow that page for you.
Oh,
There
no.
you go. I didn't actually take their phone, but
Right,
I told
yeah.
them all to follow it. And there's a lot of like Snapchat used to have like there used to be a Snapchat group called like UVic 2021, and I would just be like, follow this page, guys. It's really cool, and that actually worked. So
Right.
yeah.
So did you have any expectations going into this when you first started out? Like, were you trying to build up to a certain expectation of what you wanted the page to be?
I don't know. I feel like I don't really recall exactly, but I knew building it, I was like, I just want to make a page. I wasn't really, I didn't really care if it became huge or not. I just wanted like the ability for people to like have this service if they wanted it.
Mhm.
So that's what it was. I guess that's like what my original meaning was, to just have like a simple page. Like I didn't really, care how it went. I just wanted it to be like just super free reign and chill. And then, as it got bigger and bigger, it's like it had to get more like professional, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as you
to an extent.
get into the public eye, you have to start sort of
Yeah.
figuring it out.
Yeah, they're definitely like at first it was kind of like the Wild West. Like there's everything would get I mean, there's obvious exceptions of stuff that wouldn't get posted, but
Mhm.
definitely in the beginning it was just post everything because we just need as much posting as possible just
Mhm.
to generate like publicity and stuff. But definitely as like the weeks and months progressed, like definitely like more people are coming on. We had to put in some more rules and make sure everyone was having a good time. So
Right.
yeah.
So what kind of questions do you get the most?
Like on the page or?
Yeah. I guess on the page, because I'm sure you get a lot of random stuff behind the scenes. But is there like a lot of crushes or a lot of comments about other people or teachers?
Most of the stuff that we receive is confessions. Crushes are pretty rare. When people like direct message us questions, it's mostly like wondering if everything is anonymous when they send it in.
Right.
Which of course it is. We don't actually have a clue who sends in.
Yeah. How
most
would
of
you
the
get back to them
confessions.
on that
Mhm.
question?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
There's a lot of I don't
Oh.
know. There's like a few. I'd say there's a few crushes though. Like most of the crushes are always like people seeing other people that they find attractive in their classes, and it's always the same format. It's this person's gorgeous. I want to ask them out, but I'm scared. Help me.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Like, just talk to them, please.
Instead
like,
of posting it
Yeah,
on
just
an
yeah.
anonymous page where no one knows who you are.
yeah. Like it's like it's funny because I'm just like, come on, guys. Like just like. I mean, I know it's hard, but just get up there and just say hi to them. Like, it's not.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know.
I see a number of comments where people will post situations like that. They're looking for something or some adventure per se, and you or someone else will suggest FetLife. Is that a
That happened
corresponding
once.
page?
No, that's not a corresponding page. That was a joke, just because like there had been a few confessions recently that were like looking for someone to tie me up, and like go try somewhere else. Like you're
Right,
not
yeah.
actually going to find someone through our page.
Uh-huh.
Because who's actually gonna comment? Hey, like I want to do some really kinky stuff. Like then you're
Yeah,
just
on Facebook.
you're showing everyone that you. I mean, unless you're like not unless you're okay with that, but like most people, I would. Like,
yeah,
say,
I mean,
it
I
kinda
feel like
takes away
there's like Tinder and other things
Yeah.
for that. So it was mostly
Right.
just me joking around, being like,
Yeah.
not here.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And there's been a number of mental health posts coming up. Did you ever expect it to go in that route as well? Sort of awareness, or people sort of building their own little communities in the actual page?
Kind of. In the beginning of the page, there was a time where we just got a lot of confessions about people almost reaching out for help because they were going through a really dark time. And so we wanted to find a healthy way to respond to that. So we ended up setting up a separate section of our confessions form where people, if they were feeling down or just going through a really hard time, could send us their email address, and then we would send them a list of resources
Oh, cool.
where they could potentially get help. And so that kind of grew, and that list of resources grew.
Yeah,
and
people love it.
yeah,
Like people always send us like, hey, I don't need any like help right now, but you got like this like whole like feature is really good. Like keep up the good work on that. And I love that. I think that's a good aspect.
Yeah,
of
no,
it.
totally. It's
I'm
become
really-
more than just a page for people to post anonymously, right?
Yeah.
It's become a little bit of a community now.
Oh yeah.
for sure. Because I feel like at its core, what the page is about is like we're all going through this university experience together with its ups and its downs and the funny parts and the hard parts. And so I feel like it's nice to be able to have that aspect of the page where people can reach out for help. And like, even in the confessions themselves, we'll get a lot of people like commenting and giving others like advice and like just building like almost a support group around that person in the comments section. And I think that's really cool.
Being part of that community, do you find a need or just a want to add your own commentary to posts and whatnot and give your own opinions on stuff, or reach out in other ways?
Sometimes, I don't know, sometimes like, because on the Facebook page you could switch like how you comment, so you can either comment as myself or as the page. And you know, with some posts that like I feel like I have a good answer, I'll switch it to my personal account and I'll just comment on it and be like, you know, give them the advice or my opinion on something. But I don't know, usually I like to comment. When I do comment on the page, I comment as like my admin name, and it's usually just some like stupid joke or something. So
yeah, there was a period of time when kind of I first started out, and we would get a lot of those people asking for advice stuff that I would comment as Ass Pirate and like give the best advice that I could. But now it kind of depends on when we're posting, just because we're all so busy. Sometimes it's hard to like comment on every single thing.
Yeah, if you're getting 100 different posts a day.
Yeah, exactly. So when I do see something that I feel compelled to comment on, I will.
Right.
But
not everything.
Not everything anymore.
Yeah, that's fair. Have you ever had to report a post to authorities?
There was one direct message that we got that we went to campus security about, and they kind of handled the situation from there. But yeah, it just, we don't really need to get into the details of what it was.
Yeah,
it was just
no
kind
need.
of someone sending in something that we found kind of concerning, and we wanted
better be safe than sorry.
yeah, exactly.
Exactly, because you don't want to have to leave it and then something comes of it,
Yeah.
and then you're stuck in the crossfire.
exactly.
Of that, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think that was a huge I guess learning moment for us as admins, because with the power that comes with running the page, there's also the responsibility of like making sure bad things don't come out of it. And so we just wanted to take steps to make sure that that person was okay and like
the
that
situation didn't pan out.
Yeah,
poorly.
exactly.
Yeah. And so have you ever been contacted by UVic administration or anything like that?
No, we
No?
haven't, not yet.
Really? That's good.
I know at one point some CLs were like messaging me, and they're like, hey, like, cool page, but you know, if people are talking smack about CLs, like, there might be like we're not gonna like hurt you, but you know, I mean,
What do you mean by CLs?
Oh, I mean, like I remember like in the
Community
beginning.
leaders in res.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
like I remember there was one like way in the beginning, like there was a confession, like someone was, you know, talking smack about about one of the community leaders, and then the other community leaders were like, hey, like, let's just make sure that, you know, people aren't, you know,
Being hurt.
like, you know, you're not like saying horrible things to other
Right,
people.
right.
And that was a learning curve for us, because like we didn't want to, that's when we kind of decided, okay, yeah, like we have to, you know, we can't post everything about other people, because it's like it might hurt some people. So we definitely, like, that's when we stopped putting in names. Like we wouldn't post confessions with like named, like mentioned
direct
people.
names. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And so the CLs are the people who manage the different dorms and look after, make sure people aren't like drinking in the room or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
They were very involved in the page when it first started.
Yeah, I'd
like,
imagine so. Yeah.
joking and laughing around and like looking at our page all the time. And it would be funny because we were in res at the time, and I remember hearing CLs talking about it as they were walking down the hall and being like, haha, that's me.
No, yeah. There's a lot of moments where I feel like Batman or like Spider-Man, where they're like, dude, check out this confession. This is so effing hilarious. And I'm just like,
That's
Do you
us.
find that around campus? Like, you'll be
my
walking
God.
and people will be talking
yeah,
or looking at the page.
Like,
and you're just like,
I did this one time where I was posting my confessions in a public library, like on the computer, and I was just like, I wonder if anyone notices or if anyone cares, like, you know.
Yeah, I've done that a few times.
living on the
like,
edge a little bit.
Yeah.
posting confessions in class, like wondering if anyone actually like sees us doing it or notices like what we're doing.
Or if anyone cares, really, because
Yeah.
like sometimes I'm like, do people like care that I'm like, I I don't really like. I mean, I don't know. It kind of flip flops. Like some days I'm like, I don't care if people know that I run a page, but other days I'm like,
It could backfire
Does
on
it
you.
feel like
But
a Hannah Montana kind of identity?
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know. It's like,
It's cool.
yeah, it's
Pardon?
cool. Like, sometimes it's like you get like nice clout, and it's just like,
sorry, she just asked me something.
Oh.
So yeah, she was asking if none of your friends know or your
oh,
family.
oh no, all my friends know.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can.
We're like kind of bad at keeping it a secret
Right.
from like our close friends.
Probably pretty fun to tell your family.
Yeah.
Do you tell your like parents and all that about
Oh
it?
yeah, they're gonna listen to this. So.
Oh, perfect.
Gotta watch what I say. But
My parents don't have a clue.
Oh, okay. Are they gonna find out after this or?
Probably not.
Right.
I mean, I
funny.
don't know how to explain to my parents, like, hi, I'm Ass Pirate and I run this confessions page. Please
Right.
don't follow it.
Explaining your name would probably be one of the harder part.
Well, I mean, I think that they would get it to an extent, but, like, I don't know how I would explain some of the posts.
Yeah, right.
that
It's a
we
different
have,
side
and,
that-
like,
yeah.
I don't want them following it and stuff.
That's
but,
fair. And so what's the plan for the future for this page? Do you
just
have anyone? Just
keep growing it. We're looking at a few new projects coming up pretty soon that we're excited about.
okay.
Stuff that's kind of on the down low, so I
Right.
won't get too into that.
Can you give us
just
any
yet.
details on it?
Well, there was a time when, well, there is always confessions that are people talking about how lonely they are, and especially in first year, it's really hard to meet people and make friends sometimes.
Right.
So there is a group that kind of started through our page that is about like bringing people that don't know tons of people on campus together and doing like fun
Oh,
events.
cool. Yeah. Starting to actually build a bit more of a
Mhm.
community with it. as it
So
goes on.
we're looking into working more with that group and helping them out as much as we can, because I think that's something that's important for our page.
Yeah, totally.
Bringing people together is kind of our thing.
I mean,
So-
we did like events in the past where we hosted like a snowball fight or something.
I mean, but that was just me being like, hey, snowball fight on the quad
Yeah, it wasn't really
tonight.
official. It was just like, hey, let's just have a snowball fight, and we had a snowball fight. So
It's just you three.
There was one one night last year where there was snow on campus, and I was like, okay, on the quad, snowball fight, 9 p.m., be there or be square, and like
Yeah.
a ton of people showed up.
Oh,
It was
that's
really
sweet.
cool.
yeah, it was really fun.
I saw that you had a contest for making a new profile picture. Do you plan on doing any other contests in the future?
I think so. I don't know. I think there's always gonna be like contests to make profile pictures, cause like
That one didn't end up super working because
yeah.
at the time that we did that, Facebook had a weird glitch where it just would not let us post polls.
Oh, really?
So we
Yeah.
weren't able to actually get people to vote on the profile pictures, and it just kind of all
Yeah. Went to
fell
hell.
apart. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would like to do some more stuff like that in the future.
Yeah.
And like,
How did your current profile picture come to be?
I made it.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
fine.
made it in my friend's dorm, and I don't know anything about like Adobe Photoshop. I literally have a Photoshop app on my phone, and my friend literally sees me, especially last year, but even now, because I still make memes for the page, and like I'll just be like cutting out like little things on my phone, and they're like, he's just watching me, and he's like, hey, I watched you make this in class, and I was like, got it, buddy.
although the profile picture that we had over Christmas was one that someone just sent in to us.
Yeah, that was really good.
And we just loved it, so we put it up right away.
Really? Was it Christmas themed?
Yeah, I
for
put a
that?
Santa hat on Thunder.
Oh, yeah.
So it was
Made the whole thing red, white, and green.
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
great.
great.
Right. Do you think they're mostly going to consist of having thunder in the post?
I
I
think
thi-
so.
I
I
think
think that was like kind of like the original thing was like
Thunder's listening.
yeah, Thunder's listening. I don't know if we're gonna get in trouble for that. I don't think we are. I mean, he's kind of, I don't know. We're just like
It's
mean,
more
he's-
publicity for that.
Yeah.
Right?
Based off of Thor's, so I mean that's kind of public domain.
yeah. I've always wanted to like wear the head though, like the Thunder. I always see it when on my way to school. I see like the Thunder like mascot suit just on the windowsill, and I was like, if I can get my hands on that for like just an hour.
That's our next initiative, making Giraffa Thunder officially.
Low key though.
Yeah, just on the down low.
Yeah.
Perfect. Seems to be all I'll have here. Do you guys have any more in there? Yeah. Right. Do any of you have anything you'd like to add or talk about or
It's really cold outside.
Yeah, that's very
confession number 168?
Yeah.
Hold on, there was like a list that we messaged each other.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
just gonna make sure that we touched on all the points that we wanted to.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we got it. I just want to make sure there's nothing that our other admin wanted us to say that we didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Sick beat. I can hear.
Groovy.
Do you?
Yeah, no, I think we're good.
What do you plan on doing once you graduate? Are you gonna pass it on? or
That's something
what's
I've
the
always
legacy?
thought of. I don't know if like I'll care at that point I'm leaving. I don't know if I'll just be like, take it. I don't
Yeah,
care what
yeah.
happens to it, or if like I'm probably just gonna like. I was thinking like we host interviews or something, but I don't know.
I feel like as we progress in our years in university, we should start bringing on people that are in younger years and training them while we're still here.
I personally think we should do some Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory kind of type deal.
So obviously we definitely need
That's
to discuss this a bit more.
Start
I
handing out golden tickets around.
Oh yeah, I definitely if like my last day here, if anyone cares at all, I'm definitely gonna do like a reveal, like I am Batman, but like I am the
The
Yeah,
Iron Man
yeah.
press conference.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
So something like that. We might reveal who we are before we go, but
Just put a ticket and like the pre-made sandwiches at like
Every egg
Probably.
burger.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta go.
yeah, something like that.
Perfect.
So we'll figure out a way to keep it going, because I think it would be pretty sad if the page just died.
Right.
Yeah.
It seems to be growing quite fast at the moment. So.
Like,
Yeah,
that's
we
what-
have a pretty steady growth
That's
rate.
always something I've wondered about UBC confessions. Like for like it's been going on for a while now. Like they must have like a huge like
Admin team?
they must have like employees or something, like thousands of people running this thing. Because I'm like, how did that like it just keeps going? So yeah, that's
It's too bad they're not original enough to have good confessions.
Do you also run UVic commenter?
no UVic commenter is just kind of like this random page. They just kind of
They just kind of popped out of nowhere recently,
Yeah,
honestly.
Really? What's their whole platform?
basically if people are too scared to comment as their own profile, they'll run it through. Commenter has a really similar format to us, so they'll basically go into Google Forms and they'll say, on this confession I want you to say this, and then they'll basically take it and they'll comment it for them.
Oh, okay. So it's still anonymous.
It's still anonymous. I don't know, it like
Arguably, we would do that for our confessioners if they messaged us and were like, hey, can you comment on this, saying this for me?
Yeah, it doesn't need to be outsourced.
Yeah, so I don't fully understand it, but we're not going to take it down
Yeah,
unless they
I
start
don't know.
doing
I'm-
stuff that doesn't go along with what our page is
Right.
about.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm too lazy to be like, hey, stop it, you. They're okay. I don't mind.
It's
do what
fine.
they
I
want.
don't know. They don't seem to be gaining tons of ground quickly, so we'll see what happens with that. But
Right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
oh, should we talk about some of our favorite confessions?
Yes, actually, yeah. Let's go there.
Oh, you have a
Yeah, no, we should pull up all the stuff that people
wanted
wanted
us
us
to
to
mention.
mention. There's been some adventures.
Brendan, you have one specific mind, my guy.
I want to know what he has.
He was asking about the post with the vibrator. I don't know
Oh.
if you even know.
Which
Oh,
one?
that was recently. That was
We got a few.
I forgot what that. There's something. Yeah, I don't know word for word. Did I post it? I probably posted it.
Probably. You've
Yeah.
been doing them quite.
Not like I didn't write
Oh,
it.
okay.
Sorry, when we say who posted it, it's like who took it from
Right,
our
yeah.
forum and put it on the page.
The vibrator one was they were just informing me where someone where someone from a different area had like a boyfriend had the girlfriend's
Yeah.
remote
Oh.
control or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
that clicked it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
people. Yeah, that was pretty funny. That one. I remember that. It's very creative.
Mm-hmm. Did that get a lot of commentary as
Oh
well?
yeah.
on it?
It's really enjoyable at the end of the night to like scroll down or like the next morning to see like which posts. Like some posts just explode and like they'll have like 200 reactions and
The purple convertible one. Do you remember that?
which one was that?
It was a person that was like claiming to be looking for friends and they were going to buy people waffles or something.
Mm.
And they were like, you'll know who I am because I drive a purple convertible and I park in the same spot. You remember that one?
No, I'm just thinking because
But
I was
the-
at Hillside Mall the other day and I swear to I saw a purple convertible.
Anyways, it turned into this whole thing. People like talking to like the purple convertible person. Was it a convertible? Something like a purple
I don't
car.
remember.
A distinguishable car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
purple.
And just being like, I want waffles. Or was it looking for sugar babies?
I have no idea.
Something like
I
that.
don't
Like they
remember
just
anymore.
wanted people that they could spoil, and it was like everyone being like, hi.
There's a lot of
Putting
like,
in their applications for that.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's really weird.
exactly.
We get a lot of like really generous sugar daddies that are just like, hey, anyone want to go on a date with me? I'll like buy you dinner and stuff. Like,
But it's not even sugar daddies. Like
We
it's
also
like
have, like,
girls
some-
being like, just looking for someone to spoil.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We also have like those like the foot daddy. We had a confession recently about someone really wanted to get in on someone's feet. Essentially put on some
And that's where
careless
you
whisper
send
or
your
something.
like.
He was like, no, he was asking people to like PM him. No. He was asking people to comment if they were willing to sell him socks.
Oh, really?
And we put it up just as a joke, and I don't know if anything ever came of it, but we just thought that was so funny.
There's a lot of confessions
Looking
like
to
that.
buy socks.
Godspeed, my friend.
There's a lot of confessions like that where I'm like, I wonder if like anything came of this.
Right, yeah.
Because like I hear like some success stories of like people like
Dating
actually
and
like
whatnot?
finding relationships due to
Right.
like the page.
Have you heard of like a long relationship, but actually beginning and sort of maintaining before,
mean-
or just sort of meetups?
We had a friend that
Yeah.
ended up
Dating for
dating someone
for,
for
like,
like a year
yeah,
or
for a good
something
bit,
that
yeah.
came through the page.
yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't even know that we were the admins at that point. So
Yeah.
like, yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're talking about it, you're just sitting there.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, totally. It's like that.
Oh, hold on. I found the. You didn't even put a confession number for that one. That's
Oh,
pretty
did I
cool.
not?
The. You don't follow that one.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I didn't really
Yeah, no, that's
constitute
fine.
it.
I'm just trying to find the one
Yeah.
where it was like people telling us what they wanted us to talk. Oh, okay,
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Because I felt like they should have some say in the confessions that we talk about. Because we've just received so many wild ones, it gets hard to keep up. I can't find it.
Sup.
So Heinz is gonna come in here and ask a couple questions. Just
Okay.
Because we have a bunch of people. Well, actually, you would just
Yeah,
explain it.
I've tracked down some like submitters through just like messaging everyone in the comment section,
He went
like the
nuts
like
this
section,
weekend.
and I just found some stories. And I just want you guys like thoughts on them.
Yeah,
Oh,
for sure.
Yeah, sure.
Do you wanna?
No, like I'm not
Doesn't
on
have to
like
be on mic?
I just want
Okay.
you guys like reactions
Okay, cool.
kind of to it.
Do you want me to reiterate what he says, or do you just want to? Okay, cool.
All right, so story number 1. There was a secret admirer. This is post number like 49. So this is like early on in like the days of
Oh boy.
confessions. Some girl got like name dropped, like full name, like first and last name. And it was like, "You take my breath away." And then like her friend tagged her, and then she commented like, "Don't be shy, message me." And like it led to a conversation. Like they
Oh,
actually
wow.
started talking. How do you guys feel about like like that, or like even just like the misconnections or like romance angle? Like,
Oh
your
my god,
page?
I love it. I think it's so awesome because it just, I don't know, you just see like, I don't know, it's like for me at least, like there's some points where, I just feel like kind of like just like omnipresent thing, and I just see all these like people mingling, and I'm just like, oh, that's so beautiful, like keep mingling.
Dance.
Or just like actually hearing the success stories where people ended up finding relationships through the
Right.
page
Yeah.
and like ended up working out.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
the page gives them the confidence to do these things that they necessarily wouldn't do. And
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I mean, we don't post full names anymore,
Yeah.
so that was early on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Another successful dating story. Nothing happened with that one. They talked, and then he asked her out, and she like politely said no.
Okay.
But this one actually happened. Someone posted what their qualifications were for a perfect man. It was like they had to like physics and like nature and animals, and this guy like got tagged in it, and then he messaged her, and they went on a date.
Oh, that's cute.
So, like, yeah, again, just like a more successful story.
yeah, do you get many people doing those? I'm looking for this, and this.
I've noticed a trend, not really as before.
There was more in the beginning.
I still see a few though, like if a lot of them like definitely like, because when I post, I'm like, oh okay, that's
Small brunette looking for someone to watch
Did I walk
Netflix
past that
with,
person
and
today?
like, yeah.
There's a
Stuff like
hockey
that.
player or something.
oh yeah.
Oh,
There's a lot of them that are just like, hey, can someone come over and like we can like watch movies and like eat food.
some of those I like
literally
to
asking
just
that
comment
question,
a link to like Bo Burnham's Lower Your Expectations.
Do people ever follow up with you and let you know about like the outcome of their post? Or, like,
Sometimes if we meet people like like sometimes if I tell someone that I'm ass pirate, they'll tell me like stories of what's happened to them
Right.
through the
They
page.
start gushing.
And sometimes I've like met people that were like, "Oh, I ended up meeting my boyfriend through that page," and I'm like, "That's cool."
Right. If you hear like a
We did
story
that.
at,
Hi.
at a party or anything like that, will you then post it anonymously yourself through it, or do you keep it up to the person?
No, we keep it up to
Yeah.
people to share their own stories,
Right.
but we do post like our own stories
Mhm.
from time to time if we have something that we want to confess.
Yeah.
This guy posted this kind of like sad sack story where he's like, I'm still single and like I treat women so well. Like
Oof.
why aren't I? Why aren't I?
God.
And then this girl commented being like, just kind of called him out being like, maybe you should stop like objectifying women. Oh my god. And then the next post was like, listen, like, to like the woman.
Oh.
Do you guys know about this?
Yeah, can you
No,
There was a
describe the
different one
reaction
near
there?
the beginning where someone we knew posted something like that, and I commented and said something along the lines of like, stop trying to be so chivalrous, people will like you if they like you.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And that turned into a thing with the friend group when they realized like when
Who
I
it
found out
was.
who it was and
Oh, okay.
everything.
Yeah.
So like that's what we were
Yeah.
talking
You're
about.
wondering if that.
But
was
I'm
Yeah.
thinking
Something
this
about-
is
yeah, okay.
probably someone different because we do get so many confessions that are like people that think that they deserve a relationship just because they think that they're a good person, but
Mm-hmm.
A lot of nice guys.
We get some
Yeah.
we get some deliciously arrogant comments on
Yeah.
our page, and
Yeah.
it's just perfect content to just slam them with a good roast.
Right.
Yeah.
well, sometimes we put stuff like that up there just so people can like maybe point out to them that their logic is a bit skewed.
Yeah, I think
Right.
it's pretty ironic because this story he's talking about here, the person after the woman called him out went back and started calling her names and started like
Yeah.
being mean to her. It's like,
Yeah,
okay, well,
he
you
was
just
like-
proving him right.
He was like, so like the ungrateful bitch who said I don't treat women like fairly, like
Okay,
huge.
okay, yeah.
And he was like so lost on him.
Yeah.
They're just lubing themselves up for the commenters to go after them.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. And then just Ben Austin, like
we went through a bit of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
crazy.
What a guy.
Yeah.
I would love to meet Ben Austin and friends and like figure out what their deal is. That would like be such a moment.
It's
'Cause,
my
like,
oh no, you go.
I was just gonna say, like, as infamous as the page is, I feel like he is almost as infamous.
Oh,
that would
definitely.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
There was one point where it was like
bucket list
every
meet Ben
comment had
Austin.
some sort of Ben Austin thing, and I was just like, man, these guys love this guy, man. Like,
It was just too much.
yeah.
Well, you're probably gonna get to hear from some of the people, maybe him, but most likely his friends and whatnot, because we got some people lined up for that were involved in that and whatnot.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, please tell me we have the Nicholsons.
yeah. Yeah, I think
We
there's-
do?
I don't know exactly who they are, but or the Nicholsons. Could you
They-
elaborate on that?
They were the ones making the Ben Austin meme happen for like
Oh,
a
they were-
year after it was over.
Oh, really?
And yeah. Oh.
Like
pretty-
still sending in posts or like still posting?
Commenting.
No,
and stuff.
commenting on every
Ah.
single thing. And we reached out to them and we were like, hey, could you please stop?
Yeah.
Like, this joke has gone on for too long. Ben Austin's uncomfortable with it. We're
Yeah.
uncomfortable with it. And I think the one of them was like cool with it and took a step back at first. But then the brother, I
Got
don't
pretty
know.
spicy.
I think they're
Really?
related or something. Anyways, he just refused to let it go.
Oh, weird.
Like,
You know
just
which
went-
one it was?
What's his face?
Are we name dropping?
You don't have to like. I just want to know like for like my interview when I do it with them.
Yeah, we will cut that probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Tom?
It
Thomas?
was like
Or-
Thomas or
Thomas?
Thompson or something like that.
yeah, starts with
Something
T.
Thomas.
Did you talk to someone named Alon?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, Alon.
Was Alon like pretty like okay
He-
with it?
No, he was okay with it at first, but then he started commenting again and posting all that stuff.
Yeah, he wouldn't let it die.
No, yeah. So we ended up banning both of them
Yeah.
recently.
Until-
Not because we wanted to ban them. Like, we had given them tons of warning.
Yeah.
But, like, it just got to a point where we were tired of fighting with them and they weren't respecting what we were asking. And, like,
Yeah, it just becomes absurd.
yeah, it
Yeah.
just got to be too much. So we were like,
Yeah. Shut
No
down.
more.
Up until recently, where Ben actually contacted us and
Asked us to
asked us
unban
to
them.
unban, and
Even though he's the one in the first place that asked us to ban them or delete all their
Right.
comments.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And we
all-
couldn't delete all of their comments. Like, that's a lot for us to be following, and they were
Mhm.
posting on everything.
Yeah, it requires you to look at every single post and then also post more, and yeah, it's too much to
It's just
control.
got to be too much, and so we just put our foot down and
Right.
ended that. But, like, are they coming on air to, like, talk about that?
They might be. Yeah, I'm talking to them right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can I, like, be there?
give me the
No.
Can I just, like, hide?
Yeah, well, you can wear a disguise.
I'm interested to
put
see
on a
what they
squirrel
think.
suit,
Yeah.
No, to hear what
Show
they
up in a
think about
pirate
that
costume.
whole. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
show up in thunder. And
Yeah.
Just to hear what they think about that whole situation, just because it seemed like such a gong show from our side of things.
Mm-hmm.
Because like Ben Austin is like reaches out to us, asks us to make it stop. We make it stop, and then he's like, "No, can you actually not make it stop?"
Right. So it's
Like
kinda,
I'm not
Which
sure
one
what
do you want?
what's
from
what's
us.
going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
if there's
Yeah.
like some kind of pyramid scheme or something.
Yeah. I don't know. Those guys just seem to have too much time on their hands if they can comment on every post about Ben Austin.
Are they really trying as hard as they say they are in their STEM degree? Like, really?
Conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy
They're
theories
in love with him.
Yeah.
My
They're
last
part
one
of the
is-
lizard people that own the world.
My last one is about like faculty. There's just a post where someone posted a picture of like a poli-sci prof. Like,
Bruce Ravelli, probably.
Oh no, Bruce Ravelli, but the poli sci prof was you with Glezos.
Oh yeah, I
about,
make.
like the Spartan.
Oh, that
fighter.
was me.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, yeah.
Did you have him or something?
No, I have him right now, and I was just like, I was in my class and I was watching him. He's a great prof, by the way, and he was.
Fantastic.
he was-
Honestly, 10 out of 10 would
Oh.
recommend Glezos.
Yeah, he's so good, and like I was just like, dude, that guy's beard looks like Leonidas in 300, and I was like, light bulb was like on my phone instead of paying attention. I was like, pictures of Leonidas, and I grabbed it, and I looked up Simon Glezos on Google Images. There's only like one photo, and it was really bad. Photo. It was like blurry
Yeah,
as
it's,
hell.
Like, from like Rate My Prof or something.
Yeah, and I like.
I looked it up myself.
I trimmed it on my Photoshop app on my phone. I trimmed his face and then like stuck it on. It was like Spartan helmet .png, like put that on, and I was like, bam, and like a lot.
Was
Like-
it like this is poli-sci?
Yeah, this is poli-sci or something. I don't remember, but yeah, no, I like. There's a lot. Like there's a good handful of those images on our confessions that I've made.
That's not true, because during the great meme war between us and UBC, I made the
Meme
one
war.
that's like,
That was a good one.
yeah.
Yeah, I was.
I want to make like a page history with all the different meme wars. Oh man. But like there was one that I made that was like collect debt back when the Connect 4 memes were a
Oh
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, that
I'm
was a
very
good one.
proud of that.
No, there was a lot. Like, definitely, like, we were totally, like, it's like almost like some weird, like, government conspiracy to, like, keep the war going, and we were just totally feeding the
Feeding the
fire to
fire.
just be like, yeah.
Sweet.
That was a
Okay,
fun
yeah.
time.
Thanks, guys. That's
That's
cool.
it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I guess the last thing I'll do is like, do faculty ever like comment on it, or have you ever heard back from them, or like, do
I
you
think
they're
I've-
pretty oblivious?
I don't recall exactly, but I swear, like,
Did we get one confession that was like a professor? No, we've had TAs, but I don't think we've
I
had
know
professors.
TAs talk about a lot, like, who made the meme of that prof, and, like, that page is funny, and, yeah.
Mhm.
I don't think we've ever had a professor though.
I wish,
No
honestly,
actual UVic
That would
staff.
be great. I would love
Sometimes
it if Bruce Ravelli would like endorse our page.
because, like, people are in love with Andrew Wender, who's also a poli-sci prof, and sometimes I wish you'd, like,
Oh, and
comment.
And the Daddy Westlake meme was a thing on our page for a while
Yeah.
last year. People just being like, love Westlake so much.
Oh,
What
really?
a daddy.
Yeah, as a
Yeah.
STEM
Like
student
that.
myself, I really want to see Dr. David Buckham.
Mm.
What a dad.
Yeah, but thus far we haven't had any professors reach out to us or comment about the
You
page.
should have a teacher's week or something like that, where you just invite all of them in and get their confessions or
Wait.
get their.
I don't know how they
Oh,
feel
shit.
about us.
Sometimes I
Right.
wish they would confess and be like, I freaking hate my, like, students, or, like, something like that, or, like,
That would be great.
that would be so funny.
Oh, I don't think
Probably
that,
some liability in that.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
something
there's
about that.
yeah, there'd be a lot.
yeah.
All right, sweet. Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're welcome.
thank you for having
Thanks
us.
for having us, yeah.
Awesome.
I meant Brad Buckham, not David Buckham.
And